In another unforced error, Trump goes after evangelicals.
On Monday, he spoke in a conservative broadcast, lashed out at evangelical leaders for not already endorsing his latest bid for the White House.
True, Trump clearly expects that evangelicals owe him a vote.
That's a sign of disloyalty. There's great disloyalty in the world of politics, and that's a sign of disloyalty because nobody, as you know, and you would know better than anybody because you do such a great job, nobody has ever done more for right to life than Donald Trump.
That is true. Donald Trump did appoint 3 Supreme Court justices with Mitch McConnell.
During that same interview, he also appeared to deflect the blame that he and his handpicked candidates received for Republicans' underwhelming performance in the midterm, saying that evangelicals could have, quote, fought much harder.
Yeah, who are we supposed to fight harder for? Dr. Oz? Some new age quack?
What do you think of this? First of all, does it make sense that he would go on records kind of criticizing evangelicals?
I like how Anderson Cooper is like flummoxed going, how can Trump be on my side? I thought it was CNN's job to criticize even white evangelicals. And now Trump's beating us too. And he's all, we're on Trump's side.
So I was talking to several of his former advisors about this, and they were saying they just view it as kind of self-defeating. And they're not totally surprised by it because it comes as he is having these broader fears about what the 2024 field is going to look like.
This is a moment where Trump looked in the mirror and he decided to blame everyone else but himself for those losses. I think that's fine. It's also human nature. It's very Trumpy to do. So I don't think this is a deal breaker by any means, but he's got the wrong advisors. His last group of advisors are saying this is a bad move. And I agree. He is splitting the MAGA party and he's splitting the conservatives, the social conservatives out of the party. He's moving left on social issues and it has to stop or he's going to lose.
If a Tim Scott gets in the race, you could see who their preferred candidate would be. Obviously not the guy who said, 2 Corinthians was one of his favorite books of the Bible.
Or he's never asked for forgiveness.
Or that he's never asked for forgiveness.
These are both true points and very interesting that CNN was able to articulate my concerns about Trump's Christianity all along. I never heard of a Christian say 2 Corinthians. I've certainly never heard a Christian say they couldn't think of anything to ask forgiveness for.
Yes, you're right. It is a marriage of convenience in the sense that they knew that he would do what they wanted, which is appoint conservative judges to the Supreme Court who would overturn Roe versus Wade. There's another whole fascinating layer to that, given Trump's feud with Mitch McConnell over this. And Mitch McConnell was the one who was a key person in that.
Yeah, it's another thing that the conservative right needs to remember, that none of those Supreme Court justices would happen unless Trump and McConnell worked together, and they did, and great things happened. If you split this MAGA movement or you split the Republican Party, we will lose. You have to all do it together. Third-party candidates and fringe movements never win anything, and you never have influence unless you can win. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys posted on anything because there is some interesting news where Trump on a couple of polls does come out ahead of DeSantis. I'll report on that later on Doug in Exile.